Good morning and welcome to the Namaste experience. It is Wednesday. We had a strong rain here last night, so everything feels and smells fresh and wet. I think we are entering into the beginning stages of our rainy season, which is nice. It means it's going to cool off. Everything's going to get green. And for the next few months now, we're going to have a lot of powerful late night thunderstorms. So get ready. And there's a lot of late night thunderstorms, lightning bolts going off inside of all of us right now as well, I'm sure. Lighting us up, filling us up, reminding us to join, to be together in whatever way we're called. We're going to read a lesson about that this morning, about joining. But before, maybe to set the context, I wanted to talk a little bit about my St. Francis Cafe bus. Some of you know, oh, hello, Amaret. Welcome back, dear. Amaret has returned. The St. Francis Cafe, many of you know that a few months ago, I bought this small school bus. It was already converted into a living quarters. And I had all sorts of adventures driving to Santa Barbara, getting kicked out of Santa Barbara, coming back to Portland, all the issues and trouble to get back to Portland. Well, the bus has been back and it has been beautifully decorated. It says, "Make me an instrument of your peace," in the St. Francis Cafe. And I was hoping that someone would step up so that when I am not there, which is most of the time, that there would be someone to take it out. The intention has always been to be able to join with the houseless people in Portland, and there are many. It's a real big problem. And to just find areas that the bus itself and we can be of service, feeding, loving, caring for people. And what naturally happens in a situation like that is people begin to join around. When you have a central hub or a place or a person that has that energy, people begin to just join and form around. So I want to just show you a picture that was taken a couple of days ago. My friend Ben, who is really inspired by the bus, he's living in it now. Here it is. Let me put it up full screen. And he parked it under, and this is in a kind of a lower area of Portland. But you can see the word divine above it. Do you see that? Yeah. So that's just to give you an idea of what the bus itself looks like. And what has happened, which I think is really interesting, I got a text from him this morning giving me an update, and it's happening more and more. As you probably know, many people on the street in cities, they live in tents. It's always a danger, especially for the women. They're always in danger of being assaulted in one way or another, or being harassed in many ways. So what has happened is where Ben has parked the St. Francis Cafe, people have begun to pitch their tent around it. Especially women, because they feel safe there, joining there. They feel something that is happening. This whole thing of being an instrument of peace, it gives them a feeling of community, of joining. I think there are about 3 tents now that are pitched right around the St. Francis Cafe. And then Ben gets up every morning and makes a big thing of oatmeal and coffee, and they make sandwiches in the afternoon. I guess last night they got a grill and they cooked out, and they had about 6 or 7 other people come and join for the cookout and play guitars. And this is what I mean, the joining. Whatever it is, however it is, what we do here at Namaste Village, what we do here every morning for the session, we're joining in a single intention. They don't know it there at the St. Francis Cafe, but they're joining. in a single intention as well. And maybe that intention is just to join, just to be together. Now, we come together because we know that I am the light expressing God, or the light of God expressing. I'm looking at the back, that's the daily word. I am the light of God expressing. When we join together in that, being the light of God expressing oneness, wholeness, the only things that are real, then people are going to begin to pitch their tent around us. We become that St. Francis Cafe. We become that point of light. And people begin to gather around us because they feel the brightness of that light. They feel the safety of that light. That's why I was so thrilled with what's happening in Portland. And I'm going to be back there in the very end of June, and I'm going to go out there and I'll be staying in the bus, and I'll be joining that little community for a while. And this kind of opened up for me when I opened up the impersonal light this morning and just asked for guidance of what lesson to share. And this lesson, which is 43, begins with these words: I am asking you to join fully, to fully join, to completely give yourself to the holy joining, rather than the egoic need to separate, to keep out there, to fully join, which is to feel and to extend that light within us. And knowing that that radiation is going to automatically and easily attract. That's what's happening here. Every day we have this beautiful community of people, both online and at Namaste Village, who are joining because the radiation of that light is so bright and so strong. That was only the beginning of the sentence. It goes on, I'm asking you to join fully with whomever you find in front of you. Whoever you find in front of you. I don't know if whomever or whoever is the right word there, but it says whomever here. And Baraka is the one who edited it, so I'm just going to go with whatever he said. It could be anyone. And the details do not matter. The details never matter. The only thing that matters is your willingness to see as I see, the I am within you, to see as I see and to love as I love. That's the joining. Our willingness to see as we are truly seen and to love as we are truly loved. Only then will you realize that you are seen and are loved, and that there's nothing you can do to interrupt the grace I have held safe for you, the grace that has always been held safe. You may deny that grace and choose to live in the shadows. That's what the ego does best, chooses to live in the shadows. But I see you in the light of the grace we share, and there is nothing you can do to change that. Try as you may, there's nothing that you can do to change the fact that you are seen, you are known, you are holy. So all we're doing is joining in that. Why not? It's pretty fun. It's brilliant. It makes me happy. How about you? Yes, I like your energy there, Gary. You're like, yeah, yes. What else is there to do? We join together fully. What does that mean to fully join? It means to give everything. What does it mean to give everything? Well, you'll know when you do it. You'll know you've given everything when that's the only thing that there is to give. Because suddenly something expands inside you. You enter into the experience of that giving, which then becomes the same as receiving. You receive everything because you have given everything. So often we hold back even that tiniest little amount, just in case I need it later. We have to live without a just in case. Imagine giving that up. The whole idea of just in case, I'm going to hold back. It's the most natural thing. But we're called over and over to give everything, to be the light of God expressing. God gives everything, the light gives everything, and we're called to do the same. Let me read a bit more. Accept what I am offering, what I am offering. And then, what do you think you need to do then? Give it away. Accept it, and then give it away. Do not hold on to it for a single instant, for if you do, it will dissolve. If you try and claim it and say, this is mine, it will dissolve, and it will seem as if you have lost the gift. But if you become the source, just as I am the source, then you will never lose what was never lost, what could never be lost. I love this part. If you become the source, just as I am the source. The I am within you is the source of this gift, this light, this holiness. And if you give it freely and completely, it is completely and freely received. Because you enter into the experience of only one. There's only one of us here to give or to receive. Not as a personality, not as an identity. There's no such thing as a James. Thank God. But there is the light, the I am shining through each one of us. The light is shining, the light is shining, the light is shining in me. Okay, where did I leave off? Hear those words again. You will never lose what was never lost. You could never lose what was never lost. Herein lies the secret you've been searching for your entire life. You may think that you've lost something simply because you believe that you are lost in a forest in the dark. But I am here to bring light and to show you where you've always been, held within the heaven that is your true home. So if you find yourself lost in a dark forest at night, is it a smarter idea to keep wandering or to just simply hold still, sit down, and wait for the light to come? Wait for the light. It's on the way. It's all around you. If it seems dark, if it seems like you have these internal shadows around you, and we all do, we all have things we're moving through. And the first way is to just hold still and realize the light is in me now. And then that light becomes so bright that people begin to set up their tents around us. All right, Vicky. I know people set their tents up around you all the time. So what do you want to share about that?
You know, you covered it all. In that example, my heart is just busted out. I'm so excited to hear that the tents are set up, that someone's making oatmeal and passing it out. I'm sitting in the van and I'm thinking, oh, I could do that. I only have to figure out how to get away from the laws of the city for food. But I think if you don't charge and you're only giving, you might be able to live under the radar. But you said it all, Brother James. What a great, vibrant example. Thank you. Thank you. And that passage from the impersonal light is perfect because it's in the giving that we find what was never lost, that the kingdom of God is us. It's us. And when we start the flow and we start giving our attention, giving our love, giving our dollars, giving a smile, whatever we give, it opens up in us. It opens up so that this joy, just like you're demonstrating right now, it percolates like a coffee, an old-fashioned percolating coffee pot starts bubbling up and you cannot hold it down. It's just going to bubble up and spread everywhere. And it's the answer to everything. Are you short of money? Are you short of friends? Are you lonesome? Are you blue? Are you regretting something? Everything. None of it. You don't have to deal with any of it. We're so accustomed and so addicted to thinking we have to process endlessly and forgive this and forgive that. No, all we have to do is forgive the idea that we could have been separated and made some silly kingdom of nothingness where everybody got hurt and everything was upside down. Oh, that was a mistake. And the correction of the mistake is just what you read. It's right here, right now, and it's in the joining. It's not just the joining with a person, with a brother. It's the joining. I'm sitting in a car. I'm loving my car and blessing it. The essence of this car is a spirit that joined me. If it's a flower that's beside me, love and bless and nurture the flower. Give it water. Put it in the sunshine. The joining is the solution. One problem, one solution. It doesn't matter where we join. Where we join, we open up the floodgates and the coffee starts percolating inside. We just open it up and it starts bubbling up. And whatever was on our mind as a grievance, a hurt, a regret, a concern, it disappears. Not because we worked it, not because we went endless rounds of looking at it, but because we went to the cause of it in ourselves. Somewhere we were shut down and now we are not. And you want to find a place where you're shut down? Look at your just in case. That was a great example. Wherever just in case, I'll hold back. I won't love you wholly. I don't want you to overpower me, or I don't want you to think I mean too much, or this or that. Let it go. Be present, fully present. There's no just in case. Just in case is the place of separation. It's the place of the cause of all the stuff we see around us. Let the just in cases go. And then it doesn't mean, oh, I've got to go out and I've got to do it with this person or that person. It means right where I am. There's no searching for the kingdom if we are the kingdom. There's just allowing it to come into our awareness and it being revealed to us, as our brother, as the flower, the bird. It is everything when we see and when we give. It's all seeing and giving. When we give fully, no just in case, when we give fully, the errors that we were victims of, our own errors that we were ourselves victims of, melt away because that fire of love burns them away. That's what light is. That's what enlightenment is. Enlightenment is letting the light that we are rise in us. We enjoy it. And the only thing to do with it is give it away in a blessing, in holding out a hand, in giving a cup of coffee and a bowl of oatmeal. It's right wherever we are. And all of us are given ways to do it because there's no special circumstance ever needed. But there's every circumstance that we can look through and give. So I don't know, I was a little redundant there, Brother James, but you said it so well and I appreciate it. And you sure lit my fire, and I think everyone here. Thank you. And we all set up our tents around you, brother.
A percolator is always redundant because that's what it does. It just keeps on percolating, it keeps on rising. And who cares? Because when you get to this point where the light itself is percolating through us, wow, I mean, there are no words. It's just yes, 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 yes. That's the percolation that's going inside of us. Yes, 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 yes. Just allow that to rise, to keep lifting higher and higher. And then we're going to sit around and have the best cup of coffee of our lives. Okay, let me think. I'm going to look out here and I'm going to see who else is percolating. Let's see if we can. Alice, you're always a good percolator. What would you like to share this morning?
Been beautiful today, just beautiful. It reminds me of something I read a while ago, quite a while ago. Do you want to be a sun or do you want to be a planet? A sun has its own light and the planets go around the sun and it gives the light to the planets. And that always meant something to me. Do we want to be our own light and have that comes around us? And so you want to be a sun or do you want to be a planet? Also, when we give, the way you shared, the way God gives all. And we give to God by receiving that all. And then if we hold that back, we're holding it back from ourselves first. First, we're holding it back from ourselves. And then, but if we do that, that's that just in case, you know? But if we don't hold it back from ourselves, we become that sun, that percolator, that place where people feel safe. And I think safety is a very important word here, because we are safe by receiving that everything from God. And in asking, it is given. And that's proven all the time, especially when we think we have to do something alone. We can't do anything alone. Nothing. Nothing. You know, it's that love that we know we have received from the everything that gives us everything, so that we know we don't have to do it alone. We're more than the sum of our parts. Anyway, that's what I share. I love this reading today, and what Vicky said too. It's beautiful. Thank you.
You always put a nice little touch on it as well, Alice.
Thank
And
you.
you reminded me actually of my friend Ben, who is the one who is staying in the bus when I'm not there. He told me an interesting thing, which shows the difference, the quality in us that wants to give everything.
Finishing up, right?
Uh-oh.
Finishing up.
Okay. Sometimes people just spontaneously break free. All right. The difference between radiating that light and well, I don't know how to describe the other, but I'll tell you what happened to Ben. So Ben was he was first attracted to do this with the little bus that I have, because he is discerning a Franciscan vocation. He wants to join the Franciscan order in California, and he's been there several times. And he says that he's never really felt fully welcomed. Telling him what to do, you need to go out and do a few things first, and never fully embraced. So he, I guess, was spending some time at a very, very large retreat center. And you know, when we are right in the midst of a major breakthrough, something really powerful is happening in our life, another possibility will be presented, where we have to make a choice. Do you want to do this, or do you want to do that? So he's at this retreat center somewhere in Southern California, run by the Franciscans. And they realize that he has a lot of skill in management, and he's a smart guy. And so they offer to him, they said, we want you to interview to be the executive director here. So, and it's a beautiful place apparently. And so here he has this choice now. Do I go down to Southern California and I can be the executive director of this big retreat center run by the Franciscans, and I can start to be in that energy? Or do I literally stay in the St. Francis Cafe on the street with homeless people encamped around me? You see, which one do I want? And he told the Franciscans there what he was doing in Portland. He told them about the bus. He told them about feeding the poor, thinking that they're going to say something like, wow, that is great. That is so Franciscan. Boy, you're one of us, man. I mean, that's perfect. That's not what they said. They told him, you might not want to mention that in the interview. And he said, why? I mean, this is a Franciscan community. He said, well, that's the romantic St. Francis. We're trying to live the practical part. The practical part meaning, okay, so we're going to let really rich people come and rent out this huge, beautiful, gorgeous retreat center. But when it comes to serving the poor on the streets, no, that's the romanticized vision. That's not what we're about. I think Ben has made his decision, by the way. And it reminds me of when I was in the same area trying to do the same thing, and the Catholic bishop says, you got to leave. We don't want someone doing this for real. There's something very threatening to that hold back, that just in case. There's something that's very threatening when someone comes along and says, I'm doing this for real. I'm not holding back. History is filled with people who did that and were squashed because that's threatening to the establishment of the egoic system that wants to pretend to be doing this but isn't doing anything at all. Anyway, that story just came into my mind, and it's just a call once again, that daily word of the day. I am the light of God expressing. Don't hold back. Don't let that be dimmed in any way, no matter what anyone says. Just be that light, and people will start setting their tents up around you, and then you'll know you're doing the great work. Sound good? Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone. What a beautiful lesson. Vicky and Alice and all of you, we're so grateful that we have set our tents up together. We are encamped around the light, and we will remain. So that being said, let's go ahead and we'll share our prayer of protection as we set out to live this today. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever God is, I am, and all is well. And so it is. Namaste, everybody.
Great shares.
Hey, Stephen. Good to see you, brother.
You too. Great shares. Good to be back.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.